Welcome back to the Get Off My Lawn podcast. This is TJ. With me, as always, is my father, Tom. How are we doing today?
Good. Can't complain. I could, but who cares?
Before we start complaining, we are on VFTB Radio on SoundCloud, Voices from the Balcony. The views expressed on the Get Off My Lawn podcast in no way represent the views and opinions of VFTB Radio or their affiliates.
Just so you know, though, you're also going to be on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music.
Well, all right. We've upped it a little bit. We're on 3 new platforms there. We are already on Spotify with our own channel, but we'll happily jump on another one.
Yeah. Real estate.
We weren't here last week because the big dog was getting married. How's married life treating you?
So far, it's pretty similar to the life I had prior to that, except less projects and things going on. But we were blessed. It went off without a hitch. The weather was absolutely perfect. Not a cloud in the sky. Mid-70s. All the friends and everything that showed up, everything just worked perfectly. So as far as never being in a wedding and then having to go through it, it was pretty neat. If I had to pick a wedding, I would have picked the one I had. It is weird though when you're having all these people over and you're having this big event and there's nowhere to go and everybody leaves and then you're just home there by yourself afterwards. It does feel a little weird, like instead of going somewhere getting married and then you're in a hotel and all this other stuff, we're putting the dog away and everything else. So everything was the same. Not the total same, but kind of the same.
Yeah, I mean, as far as reviews, everybody seemed to really enjoy it. Heard some bad things about the food, but that's only because you didn't hire me to do the cooking.
No, she does a great job. She does fine. I mean, we have picky friends. When you're from Utica, it's known for its food. And so, when they just are picky and finicky and they don't mind just, outwardly expressing it. I was fine with the food. I got one buddy in particular. He has issues with anything he puts in his mouth he don't like unless he made it. So,
is that mic where it needs to be over there?
No, it should be over a little bit.
It should be over a little bit more, just a weeny bit. Just making sure that everybody can hear this next part. So the first thing I heard from Melanie after the wedding is that you told her to get back in the kitchen.
Yes. No, I told that right at the altar. Right there.
And you stuck to it based on what I've heard. She's in there 3 times a day, every day.
Well, the last 7 days prior to the wedding, she says you're on your own, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And that's why we weren't here, folks, because he was a very hungry boy and we just couldn't make it.
I'm like, what kind of closing argument is that? This is your closing argument prior to the trial on Saturday?
The trial.
Well, there was an attorney involved.
Yeah, there was an attorney involved. But, I put it up there. I mean, part of the thing is I don't really use the kitchen unless I'm getting to the bathroom or something, cutting through. So that was a good reason as to why we lasted so long.
I'm glad you added the cutting through part because I feel like Melanie would have been livid to know that you're going to the bathroom in the kitchen.
No, but I'm not very good in there. And I don't really, and I'll eat anything. So it doesn't matter what she makes. I'll eat it. I'm happy. But other than that, it was great. I'm glad it's over because it was all consuming for 4 months. I've given out rings in my past over the last 40, 50 years. And as soon as I get to the planning part, I bolted. But this time I felt like bolting 73 times.
That's it?
Yeah.
And most of that was on the day of?
Yeah, well, no, I was in by then.
You were sweating the day of.
Oh, yeah, most literally.
I actually did have a moment of anxiety a couple hours before. And I'm sitting in the suit waiting for people to come over.
We do have to tell a story because I have told stories about how my wife is. Mm. And when she met you that day, you understood what I've been saying all this time.
Yeah, his wife is doing the vows. She's a lawyer, and she just comes in and not hello, not are you scared, nothing. Just come here, get a pen. And what? How are you? She's like, I don't care about how are yous yet. You need to sign here, here, and here. All righty. Mm-hmm. Well, it's nice to see you, Margaret.
Yep. Now you know I wasn't joking all this time.
No, you were. It's funny you told that story, and then 3 days later she hit me with the facts. You are correct. But everything went great. So it's hard for me to sit here and make anything interesting about complaining because I have nothing really to complain about. We had Trump champagne. I had ordered a whole bunch of that, so everybody got some of that. Some people got pretty heavily intoxicated. Thank you, Uber. And but no, it went off without a hitch. It wasn't a single fight. It was just a love fest for 5-6 hours.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody fell in the pool, honestly. There was a good betting line on that. A lot of money on Aunt Patty. Apparently, she made it through no problem.
There was a few bets on Aunt P and a few others. Although I was hitting the tequila pretty good too. I guess I was walking around at one point drinking out of the bottle.
Yeah, 2 bottles of top end tequila gone by the end of the night. That's why everybody left.
Yeah, and I don't drink. I never drink. Like once a month, once every 2 months. So, it just takes a little bit for me.
This was the occasion.
If you can't drink now. So, yeah. And I got the good stuff. I went around pouring.
Oh, I heard all about it. I mean, Jim broke it down. This one's got chocolate. This one's got vanilla. It's got this because it stays so long in the barrel. I mean, I heard all about it as we were crushing an entire bottle.
Yeah, La Familia. Two of them, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old bottle. So, yeah, it was a good time. And we went golfing the day before with 12 of us. And I had special golf tees made up, little poker chips made up with the date and all that on it. And then we all had dinner, came back to the house, had food after. So it was a good couple days.
It certainly was. Everything seemed to go off without a hitch, which is the goal when you're getting married, I presume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's always a lot of family drama involved, especially if you're Italian. And that's probably why I always ran, prior, because I didn't want to get involved. Like, you can invite this one, you can't invite that one. If you invite these two, somebody might be a scene, somebody might leave. Throughout my whole growing up as a kid, it was, we can't go to Rome this month, which is a town 10 miles away because we're not talking to that side of the family. And it was just weird how they do that stuff. So if it was up to me, I would have had a few more people there that I really wanted to have from back home and places nearby. But, it just wasn't tenable. Wasn't a tenable situation. So I just had to make a tough decision and kept it all local. And, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And I did what I had to do.
I don't think we would have had enough liquor for more friends from up north.
I would have had more liquor for them. But again, welcome to life as a paisan. You got problems.
Yep.
So everybody knows why we weren't here last week. And because we weren't here last week, we heard a lot from a lot of people. And we're going to get right into that.
Because they're playing us every night on
nonstop, all the time.
VFTB Radio.
Yeah, we got our good 9 o'clock time slot, 9 to 10.
In the evening.
The Get Off My Lawn podcast, brought to you by BarnDoor Innovations. You can find us on YouTube, BarnDoor Innovations, Facebook, Get Off My Lawn, YouTube, Pop said Get Off My Lawn. We also have Spotify, Get Off My Lawn. We're on Views from the Balcony Radio. We're going to be on SoundCloud. We're going to be on Spotify. We're going to be on Amazon. What was the last one?
iHeart.
And we're going to be on iHeartRadio. We are going to be everywhere. So if you want to reach out to us, 1-843-418-3673. That's 418-FORE. Guess what, guys? We heard again from Calvin in Nashville. The model of consistency, honestly, Calvin. We could not do that. We could actually really do it without
Steve
you.
From there.
We're hearing from Calvin. Yeah. This is, I think, our third time, Calvin in Nashville. Finally, a week with no assholes. Hope they canceled your sorry show.
See, now this is the kind of guy we want to, if we go to Nashville and hang out, we'd want to meet.
Yeah, but if his mom lets him leave. His mom lets him leave the basement.
Ooh.
We'll definitely see you, Calvin.
You said that, not me, Calvin.
I did. Ouch. People don't like me, and that's the way I like it. Hank from Rock Hill. Keep slicing your balls into the woods. Maybe you could find someone who actually cares about your rantings. Cares about your rantings. Yeah. Clearly you do, Hank, because you texted us.
Thanks for listening to my rants, Hank.
All right. Paul from Jacksonville, which I believe this is our second Paul from Jacksonville. Those who rip you should be ashamed. It takes balls to go on the air and be this bad.
Well, it's because I have no alternate
method of getting your...
His brain has been fried.
Right, yeah. Marriage will do that to you.
I just do this because, when it was presented to me to do this, what's the worst thing that could happen? I record hours and hours and hours of myself talking that my son and grandson and everybody can see someday and they can find. So I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. It costs a few $1,000 to get it all going. Whatever. I wish my dad had left me more than, 8 minutes on a tape. But then again, maybe not. So I don't know how this will work out for you. At least you'll have the option.
Right. We're in the early stages, not knowing whether or not I'll delete these.
Yeah, you may be on.
I might not want Trey to ever see these.
50 years from now, they'll be looking for the son of that guy.
Yeah. I'm on the run.
Yeah.
So maybe Paul from Jacksonville will take me in. All right. Tony from Southampton, England.
Yes.
We're way on out there. All right, Tony. I appreciate you. You got a great name. Bright and refreshing take. You blokes don't hold back. As for no kings, you can have ours anytime you want.
I feel bad for Tony.
Yeah, you're stuck in England.
Because they got a lot of problems over there, and he sounds like one of the normal ones.
Just a good Italian fellow stuck in England. Well, America's got a lot of good places you can eat and whatnot, so probably better than England options.
They used to say that so many people are named Tony because they actually just put to New York, and then they called him Tony when they got here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you missed the boat, Tony. We need you over here.
Yeah, all the Barnaba boys.
But I wish, we talk about all these refugees and people relocating to come into the United States, immigrants. Where's our Irishmen? Where's the UK people?
They don't make the news. They're coming. They just don't make it on the news.
I think there's a problem with them coming. I don't think they're allowed to come like others are allowed to come.
Right, because they don't have the right complexion.
Right. Because, there's a lot of them, I'm sure, would love to get the hell out of there right now.
And be quality, upstanding Americans along the way.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Steve from Richmond. Trump 45, 47, and 48. MAGA.
Oh, I like this guy. Yeah. I mean, the only reason I don't want him to do it is because I want him to enjoy some of his life. He's done so much for us. But his movement, he will still pick, as long as he's breathing, who's going to run, who's going to be president, who's going to everything. So, and we're just all going to do what the hell he says.
Not really dispelling the whole cult narrative, but while we're on that topic, why don't you show everybody this awesome shirt we're rocking here?
Sons of Trump.
Yeah. There's an awesome logo on the back.
Great for sporting events. Wore this to Talladega. It's the safest place I could wear it. Let's face it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, but
wear that
to
an
the
NBA
Yankee game in New York. Yes, I would. If you can get me to spend a nickel in New York, I would. You'd have to get me to spend. I ain't spending nothing in New York.
All right. Well, next up is Gil from Myrtle Beach. Gil, what a wonderful name. Mount Rushmore is great. Makes the show, but predictable. Make him really wonder and think. Maybe the first time he ever even uses his brain.
Is he talking about me?
Oh, yeah.
Gil, what's the problem, Gil? I don't know. I ain't got no response to that.
Got no response
I don't even know. Number one, I never heard of this game before this show started. I never know what the game's going to be until I sit in this chair.
And that's the good part.
That's the best part. We don't tell him what these topics are until he sits down and hears about them. So it's hard to think about him. Do you guys see how old he is? We have good visuals on how old this guy is. Guys on the radio that aren't here, this is a really old fella. He's using his brain as best he can.
I'm 61. I can golf 4 days a week. Don't listen to this asshole.
Next up is Wiley from Tabor City. Tom, you have great insights, well-spoken, and a great sense of humor. The other guy, did you find him on the streets begging for money with a sign that says, "We'll host for food"? I'll Venmo you $20 so you can buy yourself a personality. That's an excellent point there, Wiley. Let's hear what he has to say.
He's talking to me. Yeah. Everyone I know named Wiley is a great guy. So far, no, I knew a Wiley in Marcy, and then he had a son, Wiley, who's even greater. And now this guy, obviously smart people are named Wiley. And I'm stuck with him biologically. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Like I can't really cut the cord. Somehow it got attached to my hip and it's still here.
I just want to be the first one to say, if you are looking for a host, I like hot dogs. I like hamburgers. I like pizza. I will host for food. That is true, Wiley.
That's why
spot on assessment.
That's why he did all the labor work when it came to the wedding.
Yeah.
And he did. That's why I got to take it a little easy on Wiley. Any other week, I'd be calling him names and kicking his ass right now, but he did help a lot putting that wedding on. And so I'm going to let it slide a little bit, but I hear you, brother.
Next week.
Next week's a whole different story. I was actually listening last night to my last podcast on here, and you're right. His side of this thing is a little sleepy.
Wiley, I have a huge personality, but I have to tone it down just so he can be the star of this show. We would get canceled if we were allowed to be
Wiley
fully
sees
TJ.
right through the bullshit you're spilling.
I don't know about bullshit, but speaking of bullshit, you're going to love this last one. Javon from Charleston. Or is it Javan? I don't know, but it's pronounced fun. You bow down and worship the orange dictator. High gas prices, war in Iran. He's an idiot and stole the election. Harris 28, and you'll see how much life gets better. Keep bullshitting everyone about how great life is.
So they have tablets in the insane asylum?
Apparently.
They let people use
Nah,
them?
I think that he used his mom's phone, got on her Wi-Fi real quick.
I didn't know they let those prisoners talk to the outside world.
Well, what makes you think he's a prisoner?
He ain't functioning in society with that. So he's either in a hospital, he's a prisoner, or he's a prisoner in his own mind.
I mean, he called him the orange dictator.
High gas prices. I would bet you don't own a vehicle. That's what I would bet. I would bet that what the fuck does high gas prices mean to you? Nothing. War in Iran. We're not sending you.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, you and your Razor scooter don't have to worry about either of those things.
Yeah. I mean, really, just add the sugar when they tell you in the coffee. Put the cream in when they tell you.
I think you're making huge jumps here, thinking that this guy has a job. I think it sounds more like he's collecting government assistance, and he's pretty upset about the fact that he can't cash in as much as he used to.
It's probably his mother typing saying, "I know what you mean, honey."
Yeah, I think he used all 45 minutes of his phone time to come up with that one. And I don't know. I think that we'll be hearing from Javon in Charleston again. We appreciate you listening, Javon.
I know. I wish you guys would tell me what I said that upset you so I could continue to upset you.
Over and over again.
You can't just say everything I say upsets you. You have to, pick out the one where it was like, ugh, I can't believe you said that. And then I'll tell you why you're wrong again.
And now if you texted in and we didn't read yours off, it's because it wasn't mean enough.
No,
you guys got to
like
bring
nice
the heat.
Too.
We kind of like the nice ones, but I bet you there's more in there. So if you're hearing this and you can think of something that'll really get this guy going, riled up, I mean, really let him know. At 1-843-418-3673. That's 418-FORE. On the second half of the show, we are going to be coming with 3 brand new Mount Rushmore games. He hasn't heard of any of these. We haven't talked about them whatsoever. So it's going to be a fun time. You got anything to say before we log on off for part 2?
No, and just in the last podcast, I talked about data centers. Mm-hmm. And then I rewatched that last night, and it was brilliant. You guys really should my portfolio went up the most in one day yesterday than at any point in my life. That's how much it went up yesterday. The government is investing a couple of $1 billion into the quantum computing. So those stocks are just 10x'd, at least from where I got 10 to 15x'd. Another thread, I see more and more people talking about the not wanting the data centers. That is the same thing they did with fracking. The Chinese didn't want us to have something, and then the left goes around telling you all the bad things are going to happen if you have this thing. That means it's good for us. Data centers are good for us. They make power plants and everything else to get their own power and sell it to you. And it's you can see the effort on social media right now against data centers, and it's coming from the left. It's coming from the Chinese, just like when they used to light their tap on fire and say, look what they did to the water with fracking. They lied. They lie to you. They're lying to you now that data centers are bad. So you need more people to go on there and tell the people on social media that they're idiots. Other than that, I got nothing.
We got absolutely nothing other than that whole rant. That was awesome. We're going to move on to part 2. Make sure you join us where we might get Dad to say the N-word. See you there.
That'll never happen. That'll never happen.
Thank you for listening to the Get Off My Lawn podcast, brought to you by BarnDoor Innovations. We thank Voices from the Balcony Radio for the broadcast time. Follow us on social media at Pop Said, Get Off My Lawn on TikTok, Get Off My Lawn on Facebook, and BarnDoor Innovations on YouTube. This was a BarnDoor Innovations production.